You know that frustrated feeling that you feel whenever you play video games? I'm not talking about full-on throw your controller at the screen rage. I'm talking about that just little annoyance, that frustration that just sits there and it makes you just sit back, maybe just put the controller down for a minute and take a long pause, a deep breath. Before, of course, because you're a video gamer and you love games, you pick it right back up and continue on with your game again. Yeah, I'm sure we've all felt that kind of annoyance. And it's hard too, because whenever you feel like that really hardcore gamer rage and you just really want to throw your controller, it encourages you to stop playing and take a break. But these frustrations, these annoyances, they build up over time and you continue to experience them. God forbid you encounter one of these 7 incredibly frustrating video game annoyances multiple times in one night. These annoyances have a way of piling up on us and they can really bother us, or they can even change the way that we play games. Now, hopefully you enjoy watching my content and don't find it moderately annoying, and if you do, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you get notifications for new videos like this. While you're at it, let me know down in the comments below, do you have any other video game annoyances that just really get on your nerves but aren't really rage-inducing that I didn't mention today? If you have any that I didn't mention, let me know. Also, if you enjoy talking about video games, make sure to come follow me on Twitch. I stream over there on Saturdays, Mondays, and Thursdays at 7 p.m. Central Time, with Thursday night being a community choice stream where if you vote on the community tab of this channel, you can pick the game that I will play over on Twitch. Now with that harmless self-promotion out of the way, let's talk about these massive video game annoyances. Now, entry number 1 is something that you can encounter in almost every single game you play. I most recently encountered it in both Elden Ring and Hitman World of Assassination, but that is going to be hitting the wrong attack button or using the wrong item. Now, sometimes this is not a frustrating experience. Sometimes if you're playing a game that's high intensity like Elden Ring, and you're just furiously rolling and just trying to survive, occasionally you'll be mashing and you'll hit the wrong button. But see, that's not what we're talking about here, because in that scenario, you're not really annoyed by the fact that you hit the wrong button. You're annoyed that you died because you're bad at the game, or because you don't know that boss, or because you haven't leveled enough, or because you're stuck in the middle of one of the 8 stages of hard boss battles. Card in the top right-hand corner. But you don't know the number of times that I've been fighting a boss and I have a decent amount of control of the situation and I really want to call my horse or I want to heal up and I know the button to press to heal up. And so I go down and I press that button only to have the wrong item actually selected. If I had $1 for the number of times I meant to call my horse in Elden Ring and I accidentally healed instead and wasted a vial, I wouldn't be rich, but I would have more than a few dollars. Another one for me would be in Hitman, the World of Assassination, because Hitman has an interesting control scheme, and there are many times that I want to say stealth, or I want to run, and I accidentally run, or I accidentally stealth instead. I can't tell you how crucial it is that when you're running away from guards and you mean to start sprinting, the last thing you want to do is accidentally hit the stealth button instead and move even slower. Usually these things lead to some sort of a death, and even if they don't, you just kind of look at yourself and you think, gosh dang it, why did I hit that button? It's not enough to make you rage quit the game, but if it makes you lose out on, say, a prestige objective, or like that really nice run you were having on a boss where you're gonna go for, like, say, a no-hit run, it definitely, if nothing else, just sits in the back of your mind and gnaws at you. Entry number 2 is one that I would argue has fundamentally transformed at least how I am as a gamer. It has made me adopt one of arguably the worst traits that an RPG fan can have, which is hoarding, and that comes from the annoyance of just being too short on money. Are you playing Skyrim and want to buy Breeze Home and Whiterun? Oh darn, you mean to tell me that you just have 9,000 gold, not 10,000 gold? Or you go to the Yavin station in KOTOR and you're just short of buying that really cool armor that the guy has. Or maybe you're playing Hitman Freelancer and you need to get a sniper rifle kill on 3 guards and you don't have a sniper rifle, and the sniper that is being sold on the mission is like just $1,000 more than what you have. It has got to be one of the worst feelings to just be just short on money. I mean, real life, we can all agree to this too. But yeah, no one enjoys being short on money, and that causes us to adopt the awful trait of hoarding, because we hoard onto all of these items that we never know if we're going to need, but most importantly, we hoard onto them so we know that we can sell them later whenever we do want to buy something big. Of course, we never want to spend our money on that thing that's big because we might get something that's bigger. So we hold onto our money, and then we hold onto our items, and then we get to the end of the game and we win, and then we have $1 million and all of the items in the game. I recognize this annoyance. I recognize it causes me to have a problem, but I still hate being short on money, so I will continue to hoard anyway. Now, entry number 3 is probably going to be something that every RPG fan can empathize with. And I don't really have a pithy way to say this one, but it's whenever you're playing a game and then you die in that game and then you reload and you're like, oh darn, it's been a while since I saved. Or more importantly, it's been a while since the autosave worked. This is an incredibly huge frustration in Bethesda games like Fallout 4 and Skyrim, where they have a hardcore mode. Typically in hardcore mode, you can't just save the game willy-nilly. In Fallout 4's hardcore mode, you can only save by sleeping. So you can imagine my frustration when I go almost a full day of playing the game, an in-game day that is. I would never play a video game for an entire real-life day. And then you die only to see that you have just lost at least 20 to 30 minutes worth of progress. And this just really goes to show how coddled we have become as gamers. Many of us remember the days where we didn't have autosaves. You always lived with that little risk that if you hadn't saved on your Game Boy Color, your sibling could walk up and yank the cartridge out and just ruin hours upon hours of progress for you. Nowadays, we have the barrier of autosave to protect every ounce of our progress until it doesn't. And then, yeah, that's really frustrating, isn't it? Now, entry number 4 is something that I thought of very specific to just a couple of games, but I have to imagine that it applies to several other games, so please let me know down in the comments if you can think of other examples in which this occurs. But entry number 4 is going to be whenever your alignment, your character's alignment, prevents you from doing something or performing some sort of action in-game. The game that inspired this would be something like Mass Effect 2 or Mass Effect 3. If you don't have enough Paragon or Renegade, i.e. if you're not min-maxing the social tree, then it prevents you from settling debates like the one between Jack and Miranda. And that might not seem like a very big thing until, spoilers for Mass Effect 2 and Mass Effect 3, it can lead to your companions actually dying on missions during the game. Yeah, I know, we all want to be Renegade in the streets and Paragon in the sheets, until playing that way causes you to lose Tally or causes Miranda to die. Another example of this would be your personal crystal in KOTOR 2. Your crystal scales with how far your alignment is in the light side or dark side, and so if you want to, for role-playing purposes, not max out your alignment, or you want to stay kind of in the middle, well, there's not a whole lot you're going to be able to do with your crystal. You're going to lose out on some of those advantages. I said that these wouldn't make you rage quit, but I'm going to say that if you're playing Mass Effect 3 and you get to the point where you can't save Tally anymore, I rage quit. I definitely rage quit. Now, entry number 5 has never made me rage quit a game per se, but it has definitely made me rage reload a game. And that is going to be when you accidentally sell your best weapons or armor to a vendor. I did this all the time on the PlayStation 2 game Champions of Norath, and I've also unfortunately done it in games like Borderlands 2. Now, most games try to protect people, and whenever you try to sell something, because usually you have these weapons equipped, whenever you go to try to sell them, it pops up with a little dialogue box that says, hey, stupid, you've got this equipped. Do you actually want to sell this? But here's the problem, video game developers. Stupid people like me need like 3 more dialogue boxes after that. It's like, you're sure you have this equipped? Are you really sure you want to sell this weapon? See, that's what I need. Because the number of times I've just been flying through all of my gear on looter shooters like Borderlands, and I just hit my weapon and just, yep, sell it, don't even think about the prompt, and then it's like, god dang it. And then at this point, you're left with a couple of options. You can buy the item back from the vendor for, twice or 3 times the cost. Or you can go back to entry number 3 and see when the last time your autosave was and realize it was an hour ago and that you just lost an hour of progress because you have to go back and get your weapon. Thankfully, games like Borderlands 2 have also implemented the junk feature where you can mark things as junk and then just hit the sell junk button. Unfortunately, that came too late for a few of my favorite sniper rifles. Or it didn't come too late, I was just too stupid to realize it existed until it was, too late. Entry number 6 might be a polarizing one or a controversial one. So this is maybe stuff that isn't massive video game annoyances for everyone, but at least they're massive video game annoyances for Chad. And that is going to be when video games make you play these silly mini games. Now, I don't mean to tell you that video games shouldn't make you play mini games. I don't mean to tell you that all mini games are bad, but there are some mini games in video games where I would like to think I'm not the only one that just sits there and thinks, really? I have to do this? A recent example that comes to mind is in Hogwarts Legacy. Anytime you learn a new spell, you have to do this little icon where you trace the movement of the spell. And this isn't new to Hogwarts Legacy. I remember playing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone on PC back in 1999. and you had to do the same flippin' thing back then too. And I don't understand why we feel the need to add this trivial mechanic into the game. When you learn a new force power in Star Wars, you don't like have to sit there and practice how you're gonna hold your hand up in the air to cast it. You just know it, you just learn it. Whether it's by some just divine intervention or your mentor just teaches it to you and says, yeah, go do it now. And if you love these minigames, great, I'm glad you do. There is a reason, I'm guessing, why developers put them into games. But if I have to go back into Final Fantasy VII Remake and do the pull-up challenge or the squat challenge again, I might actually lose my mind. Because that minigame was absolutely infuriating, but of course I had to get the S tier on it too. So yeah, minigames that are annoying, at least you know, within the eye of the beholder, super annoying when you have to play them. All right, entry number 7 on our list is something that is kind of unique, and it doesn't necessarily happen within video games. You could also argue it may not even deserve a place on this list, but I can't think of another place to put it. And this annoyance is going to be about video games, not something that video games do. And that is going to be when you play a video game that nobody else plays. Why is this an annoyance? Well, because if you've experienced this, you already know you have no one to talk about the game with. Let me tell you something. I have Ni no Kuni 2 installed on my computer. Let me tell you how many people in my friend group I could talk to about Ni no Kuni 2. Maybe one guy I know could talk to me about Ni no Kuni 2. Final Fantasy VII Remake? I'm out, bud. None of my friends play Final Fantasy. You want to talk about Elden Ring? Sorry, I gotta talk to you guys about Elden Ring because none of my friends play Elden Ring. They're not interested in From Software games. Which, of course, to be fair, I wasn't either until a couple of months ago. It's really hard for a gamer when you really get into a new game or a new world and you are excited about it, you're passionate about it, and you want to share that passion with other people, only to find out that the other people in your life just couldn't care less about it. That's why the likes of Discord and these online communities are phenomenal, because you can find other like-minded people to share your experiences with. Was that a subtle plug for you to join my Discord server? I don't know, but the link's in the description so you can determine if you want to do that on your own. So like I said, kind of an oddball in the group, but whenever you have a game that you play that nobody else plays, it's definitely an annoyance that is caused by video games. What it's telling you is that you need to get better friends. All right, guys, that's gonna do it. Those are 7 massive video game annoyances that maybe don't make us want to rage, but they do make us want to be just a little frustrated. Can you think of any annoyances that I didn't mention? Let me know down in the comments below. What was the last time that you got just really annoyed with a video game? Let me know that too. While you're down there, make sure to hit the like button, subscribe button, and you know that notification bell, so you get notifications for new videos like this. Once again, make sure to hop over to Twitch and follow me. I stream on Mondays, Thursdays, and Saturdays at 7 p.m. Central Time. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, and we'll see you in a later one. Have a great day.